Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. So today I wanted to give you 5 things that I recommend every guitarist, beginner, intermediate, or advanced, have and use. Number 1. First thing I'm going to recommend is some string cleaner. The reason I recommend this is because strings, as a lot of us know, will go out of tune, they will break, and just overall have to get replaced pretty regularly. This is probably the most expensive thing over time that you'll spend on for your guitar. Now, a set of strings is about $5 or $6 depending on where you're living. For me, that's about the average cost of your regular set of strings, and this will make my strings go from lasting about a month to lasting 3 months for an extra $5. And I can keep using it on strings and it'll last me for about a year on my guitars. So, and that's actually 3 of my guitars. That's amazing, right? So $5 will get me longevity out of my strings and save me the cost of $5 a month for 12 months. So if I get 3 months out of my strings on 3 guitars, that's gonna take me, let's say they're $6 a piece, and I replace them all every 3 months. Well, what's 6 times 3? It's 18, plus this 5, we'll say about $23. Let's round up, it's about $25. For 3 months of strings, and then I can still keep using this and replace my strings rather than what I would be normally doing, which is spending $18 a month. Now I've gone down to spending $25 every 3 months, which is great. So that's my first recommendation. My second recommendation, a tuner. If you don't have one of these, this is just a simple clip-on tuner. So you clip it on the head of the guitar like that, and you can angle the screen any which way you need so that you can see it when you're playing guitar. It automatically turns off, and if you need to tune your guitar without having to unplug it, or you don't want to have to plug it into a different pedal or anything like that, this is very handy. Now, this isn't necessarily the type of tuner you always need. There are several other types of tuners you can use, such as the one I mentioned, like a pedal tuner, or you can use things like the app Guitar Tuna. That is usually what I would recommend for beginners, just because it makes it really easy to visualize what you're doing on your guitar, and so you don't accidentally tighten the wrong string or break a string by mistake. Third thing I'm going to recommend, most of us have and most of us lose a lot of, and that's going to be a guitar pick. So preference-wise, I don't really mind what pick you're using. For me, I use thicker picks that are generally about the average size of a normal pick, and I've actually been going through a couple different picks trying to find my preferred style ever since my hands have been starting to give me issues. So this is what I've landed on so far. It's called the Dunlop Big Stubby, and I believe this is a 2mm pick, so it's a little bit thicker. But of course, go for whatever you feel most comfortable with. If you're someone who picks pretty hard, a big giant pick like this might be a little too rough on your guitar. Maybe think about something a little bit thinner that has a little bit of flex to it. If you're someone that picks really softly but you still want a hard attack, then a pick like this might be exactly what you're looking for. For me, I like that the thicker pick allows me to hold it without dropping it too much, and because it's a little bit thicker, I don't have to hold as tight, which means the pain that I have in my hand doesn't come around nearly as often. The fourth thing I would recommend for every guitarist to have is a capo. Now, there's a joke in the guitar community that anybody who would play with a capo is just your average guitar singer, not an actual guitarist. While that might be true, I don't really care either way. If you're someone who loves playing guitar and you want to be able to play anything you want, having a capo is definitely going to be handy, because some songs do require you to close off the low end of the guitar and start at a higher fret. And rather than having to retune the guitar or anything like that, a capo just clamps down the fret for you. So these will last a very long time. I had one before this that was from Walmart, believe it or not, when they used to sell instruments and guitar strings and things like that. It cost me about $10, I believe, and that one lasted me for a little bit, but eventually the spring wore out. This one, however, I bought probably about 14 years ago, and it's still going strong. So as long as you don't lose them like you lose guitar picks, these will last quite a while. Now, they do make ones that are also adjustable, so you can use them on acoustic, electric, or classical guitars depending on the tension you need. So something like this one's actually meant for an electric guitar, but it does work on my acoustic because my acoustic's set up pretty well. But I notice if I put it on a guitar with jumbo frets, sometimes it'll pinch the note just slightly sharp, and when that happens, I have to move it back from the fret a little bit. So maybe a adjustable one would be better for you. Anything I'm recommending, by the way, will be in the description for you to purchase from Amazon if you're interested, or you could take that list to your local music store and have them help you select out the items you're looking for. And the fifth and last item I would recommend is a metronome. Now, just like a tuner, a metronome can be used on your phone via a free app or some websites. I'll go ahead and leave those linked down below. Guitar Tuna is great because it has the simple guitar tuner for beginners as well as a metronome for beginners. Personally, I like this tuner because it allows me to count in different types of note values than most tuners would. Your standard just like back and forth metronome, that would be a wind-up metronome, usually goes in quarter notes, or you can set it pretty fast and count in eighth notes. However, this will go in eighth notes, triplets, quadruplets, and just a lot of different things. It also has a mode that you can select to hear the pitch, so you can tune your guitar. So even though it's not actually a tuner, it doesn't have a microphone built in to allow you to tune your guitar, it does have that feature which can make tuning your guitar a little bit easier. So a metronome is the last thing I would recommend. Thank you so much for watching the video, guys. I hope you found it helpful. I never want to tell you that you should buy something, you have to buy something, but there are things that I always recommend, especially to my beginner students, that I figured I'd share with you because you might find it valuable. So if you like this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe, and I will see you next time.